Good evening everyone, it's Dave here from the iReady podcast, bringing you a slightly later post-match reaction to the game which was played earlier on this afternoon in the League Cup semi-final at Hampden, where we have been defeated by Celtic in extra time. Now, there's a lot to talk about here, guys. Like I say, it went to extra time. A lot of very, very poor decisions, in my opinion, by the referees and VAR decisions, but we will get into that shortly. So the team that Danny Rule put out for this game, he made two changes from the 1-0 victory at Easter Road on Tuesday. Unfortunately, they suspended Connor Barron. He was out. He was replaced by Tilo Asgard, and Mikey Moore dropped to the bench. He was replaced by Mohamed Diomande. So the team that he put out was Butland, Jigga, Suter, Cornelius, Tavernier, Diomande, Raskin, Magoma, Asgard, Chermiti and Danilo. On the subs bench, Kelly, Aarons, Fernandez, Rothwell, Antman, Moore, Gassama, Curtis and Majovski. What I thought was a 3-5-2 formation, just like what I said in the game at Easter Road. It was more Asgard playing on the left-hand side, which, didn't really work for me, but that was, you've got to go by what the manager and his vision is. So it was possibly like a 3-4-3 we were playing. In the start of the game, Rangers just looked really shaky, really nervous. I don't know why. 5 minutes, Jigga, he completely miscontrols a simple pass to him, tries to run out, allows Celtic to attack. Thankfully it came to nothing, and then there was a corner which ends up with a Celtic shot from outside the box in the 10th minute, which was well over. Asgard then on the 12th minute, probably the only thing he really done in the game, he gets the ball in his own half, he runs down the left wing, he's got options, he cuts inside, decides to go for a shot at goal from way out, huge distance, straight Schmeichel. Didn't trouble him whatsoever. 18th minute, Rangers all over the place. Chermiti gives the ball away in his own half. The ball's played to Maeda. He races through 1-on-1 with Jack Butland. Thankfully, it's not a great shot. It fires it low. Butland makes the save. But then in the 19th minute, we thought that Celtic had taken the lead. And it was a quick free kick by Celtic on the edge of the box. And again, when are we going to learn? Time and time again, we know that they will go for the quick free kick. They try it constantly. We weren't concentrating whatsoever. The ball was played in. Jigga cleared the ball, but it hit Raskin. I think it was on his shoulder, possibly. It was bizarre. It hits Raskin. This is inside the box. It loops over Jack Butland into the back of the net. We were looking. We thought it was possibly offside in the initial move there, the initial free kick. VAR checked it. Surprisingly, they gave the correct decision, and it was the correct decision. And then on the 22nd minute of the first of a huge chance for Rangers, and it's a fantastic ball from Diomande through ball to Chermiti, like world-class ball. And Chermiti right in front of goal shoots wide. It's like a really, really poor miss by a guy who has been getting a lot of criticism just because of the amount of money was spent on him. He didn't do himself much favours today. That was a shocking miss by him. 24th minute, yellow card for Cornelius. Challenge on a Celtic attacker. It was a hard challenge, but nothing much in it. But then it was coming. The 25th minute, Celtic scored, and it was a corner. Really poor defending. Their young striker, Kenny, he gets up, heads it past Butland into the back of the net. Really, at that stage, we had no complaints, but Chermiti really should have put Rangers ahead a couple of minutes earlier, let's be perfectly honest. Then a big chance for them again as Kenny runs at the defence. Nobody tackles him, hits a low shot. Butland pulls off a good save and it's out. But then a big chance again for Rangers, and it's Raskin this time. He gets played through on the right-hand side of the box, into the penalty area. He's only got Schmeichel to beat. It was a tight angle, I didn't have much to go for, but again, I would have liked a better finish. He hits it basically straight at Schmeichel. He saves it, bread and butter for him, and it's still 1-0 to Celtic. 32 minutes, free kick to Rangers, played into the box at the back post. There's Chermiti again. All he's got to do is open up his body and side foot it into the empty net. Completely fluffs it, hits his shin, goes wide. Shocking miss. Absolutely shocking miss yet again. But then, 38th minute, and this is where the game really changed for me. A straight red card for Tilo Asgard, and it's bizarre circumstances. There's absolutely no malice in it whatsoever. Asgard's actually got the ball, it's bouncing. He tries to flick it over one player, he tries to flick it over another player, and when the ball's coming down, he goes to control the ball. His boot is high, He hits Ralston right in the nether regions. Again, for me, I thought it was a yellow card. I'm looking and looking and looking. Obviously, all of the usuals on Premier Sport were all saying it's a definite red card, straight red card. I don't think he's endangering anyone because he's going for the ball. It's not as if it was a 50-50 tackle. He was controlling the ball. He had possession. I don't think it's a red card, but what do I know? The refereeing and the decisions in this game, absolutely shocking, as we're about to get into shortly. 42nd minute, Jigga and Suter leaving the ball for each other. Poor communication. One of the Celtic players, he gets in, thankfully fires over the bar. We're kind of all over at this stage. 2 minutes into stoppage time at half-time, the ball through the Rangers defence. This is where it gets me, guys. I've just managed to sort of calm down at this stage because at the time I was going absolutely mental. And anybody who can turn around and say that the referee and VAR got this one right, you really, really need to go and get your eyes tested, because there was a ball played into the Rangers defence. It was headed down. The Rangers defenders leave it. The Celtic players run onto it, but Butland gathers the ball safely. He's down on the ground. He's got the ball in his hands, and Austin Trusty, the Celtic defender, follows through and kicks Jack Butland square in the face. Now that's a red card. Any other game in the world, that's a red card. Referee, he handed out a yellow card, went to VAR to confirm that it was a red card. We were all waiting on it getting overturned and the player getting sent off. But no, I was going to say surprise, surprise, Frank Connor and his VAR team didn't change it to a red, but they didn't, and it stayed a yellow card. It's one of the worst decisions that I've seen, and there's been some absolute belters by VAR, let's be honest. That was an absolute disgrace. And when Neil Lennon tells you at half-time that Celtic are lucky that they've still got 11 men, you know straight away that it's a stick-on red card. Absolutely shocking. And again, I will. A lot of people are saying that they know some of the comments that John Brown made early in the season were way over the top. Not that for me. That for me is absolutely blatant for me. That was unbelievable, that decision, and for me changed the course of the game, definitely. Just before half-time, Gassama comes on, Danilo goes off, and that was half-time there. So I realised that Rangers weren't at the races. They weren't playing well. We were making a very poor Celtic team look half-decent. The chances that we missed in the first half were criminal, absolutely criminal. You've got to take at least one or not two of those chances, but we didn't, and we're getting beat 1-0 and we are down to 10 men, fearing the worst for the second half. Into the second half, Celtic tried to come out of the gates really early. Kenny runs on to a ball. Thankfully, Suter manages to put him off, or he would have been cleaned through there. 54th minute, a shot from Engels at the edge of the box, which is well wide. Then Maeda, with a high kick, hits Diomande on the chest, right in front of the referee. Again, blatant for me, dangerous play, and once again Maeda gets off with it. How many times does that guy get away with not getting sent off is unbelievable. A red card for me all day. You might turn around and say, oh, blue-tinted specs, but trust me, if Asgard's was worth a red card, that was certainly worth a red card. But no, surprise, surprise, it's a yellow. But Rangers at this stage actually playing quite well, considering we only have 10 players on the park. But Jack Butland was still called into action on the 64th minute. A fantastic save. There was a corner to Celtic, a bullet header down into the bottom from close range. What was going to be a certain goal. Incredible save by Butland. It falls at the back post. There's another shot. He pulls off another fantastic save, and the ball is cleared. Then another huge let-off for Rangers. Forrest, the ball's played into the box. He hits a shot, cannons off the bar, and Rangers eventually clear. So living dangerously there, but we do have 10 men. So a couple of subs are made. Moore and Majovski on. Dio and Chermiti, who had a day to forget. He really did. Really shocking. The chances that he had to score, like I said earlier, really terrible attacking play by him. 75th minute, Gassama into the box. The ball is bouncing. He's trying to get a shot away. He's tackled just before that happens. Really unlucky. But then on the 79th minute, a glimmer of hope. There is a penalty to Rangers, and the ball is played into the Celtic box. Gassama, he shoots. Ralston kind of goes for it. He falls on top of the ball. Clear handball. It goes to VAR, it's checked. The Premier Sports commentators were desperate for it not to be given. I'll get on to them again later because they were an absolute disgrace in this game. But VAR stuck with the referee, quite rightly in my opinion, and it was a penalty to Rangers. And on the 81st minute, James Tavernier steps up and fires it past Schmeichel to make it 1-1. 10-man Rangers making it 1-1 on the 81st minute. But then on the 85th minute, a huge save by Butland. The Celtic player goes through 1-on-1. He shoots low. Great save at that point, and it is played out. 4 minutes of extra time to be played. There is another sub. Magoma comes off. Aarons comes on just before the game finishes. So that's what it was. Full time, it was 1-1. Incredible resilience in the second half by Rangers, you've got to say, considering they were down to 10 men, considering the decisions that we were getting against us. It rightly should have been 10 versus 9 if they were going to stick with the Rangers' decision, but it wasn't. So there was a sub made, Ant-Man comes on, Raskin goes off. We're now playing with no natural centre midfielders, even although we've got Rothwell on the bench, so I think that says a lot for me. But then just 3 minutes into the start of the game, Celtic get a goal as Callum McGregor for the edge of the box. He shoots. John Souttar's kind of in front of it. It was a powerful shot. He could maybe have got his head behind it. You could see that Butland's right behind Souttar. I think maybe Butland thought that Souttar was going to get something on it, but he didn't. It comes right through, and by the time Butland has a chance to react, it goes through his hands into the back of the net. Butland will be disappointed with that one, considering some of the saves that he was pulling off. So Celtic take the lead at that stage. Then Majowski, a great through ball to Gassama. He's 1-on-1 with Schmeichel, fires it low. A great save by Schmeichel, really unlucky there. 101st minute sub, Rothwell on, Jigga off. Jigga again, really ropey. He looked, every time the ball he was being attacked, it was heart and mouth stuff for us, it really was. Rangers were applying pressure again, but a great last ditch tackle by Tav, where he stopped a certain goal in the 104th minute, and that got us to half time and extra time. So still a goal down, looking for something, trying to get, but you just knew the players were tiring, playing 10 against 11 again, going at the extra time, really difficult. And then Celtic got their third goal in the 108th minute, a low shot for the edge of the box on the left-hand side into the 6-yard box, and their striker was there to poke it into the back of the net. And then, that was it from then on, that there was no looking back for Rangers, and it was full time. So I can't fault Rangers for their grit, especially in the second half, getting back into the game, but you cannot miss chances like that, gilt-edged chances. And Kevin Thelwell must be looking at Chermiti right now and thinking, I've went out and spent £8 million in this guy, and for him to miss gilt-edged chances like that is quite incredible, scandalous. But then, again, I'm getting on to that decision not to send Austin Trusty off, which to me, again, I'm using the word scandalous again. It was scandalous, shocking by the referee and VAR. But it'll go to the VAR review, as we know, and they'll look back on it and they'll say, oh, there was a mistake there and he should have been sent off. Oh, we'll try to do better next time, like we hear constantly, but nothing will change. Special mention, though, to Premier Sports commentators, especially Michael Stewart, who were absolutely willing Celtic to score with every single time that they got the ball in the Rangers half. It was disgusting for commentators who are supposed to be non-biased. Michael Stewart really taking the piss at the end, and he was taking the piss by handing Austin Trusty man of the match, knowing that he should have been sent off. Was the icing on the cake for me. It really was. But so I'm going to leave it at that. As you can tell, I'm still a bit annoyed with how everything went today, but at the end of the day, Rangers, we've only got ourselves to blame by not putting those chances away. We should have been well up in that game, and we weren't, and we made a very poor Celtic team look half decent. But when you're playing 10 players against 13 or 14, including the VAR team, it is going to be very difficult. So we will move on. Very difficult game on Thursday when we play Roma. Derek and I will talk about that in the next few days when we record the main pod. We'll have a lot to talk about. So try and enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. Take care and bye-bye.